Have you ever wondered who was the best and on the other hand the worst king in Westeros history? Well, it's high time to do it, so let's break into it.
I divided them into four tiers, where S tier should be considered an excellent ruler with a huge positive impact on the realm. They created themselves the opportunities and perfectly used the ones given to them. Below we have tier A and B, which means that they were good okay rulers whose impact was not that huge as in the tier above. BC means that they were okay poor rulers with a negative or no impact at all. They usually created difficult situations for their successors or couldn't deal with the ongoing challenges. At the bottom, D tier signifies a terrible king with a harmful impact that had a huge effect on the future generations. The ranking ranges from Aegon the Conqueror up until the famous Joffrey. Let's break into it and explain with whom the common people had to deal with, starting with the best one, which is Jaehaerys the First Targaryen, known as the Conciliator, who had the longest 55 years and most prosperous reign in the history of Targaryen dynasty. His rule brought peace and stability to Westeros, marked by numerous reforms and significant improvements to infrastructure, including roads and ports. Renowned for his wisdom and fairness, Jaehaerys is often considered the greatest king Westeros has ever had. Right after Jaehaerys, we have the second best place, which is Aegon the Conqueror, who united the Seven Kingdoms, establishing the Targaryen dynasty. His unification of Westeros laid the foundation for a centralized kingdom, bringing relative peace and order. Aegon is remembered as a strong and visionary leader who changed the course of Westerosi history. Last on the podium there is Daeron the Good, who had a reign marked by peace and prosperity. He successfully integrated Dawn into the realm through marriage and diplomacy, avoiding further conflict. Daeron's diplomatic skills and peaceful approach earned him his nickname. The first one in the second tier is Viserys II Targaryen, who had a short but effective reign marked by wise and capable governance. He stabilized the realm after Dance of the Dragons, demonstrating his intelligence and administrative skills. Viserys is remembered for maintaining stability and ensuring effective governance during his time. Then the last one in the top 5, so not the best so far, Aegon the Unlikely. He was one of the few who focused his reign on improving the lives of common people. He enacted numerous reforms aimed at social justice and economic improvement. Despite facing significant challenges like dealing with Golden Company, Aegon V's effort to better the lives of his people earned him a place among the best kings. Still on the good side of history, Jaehaerys II Targaryen deserved his place as the sixth best ruler in Westeros for several reasons. He successfully ended the War of Nine Penny Kings, which was the last of Blackfyre rebellions, ensuring stability in the realm. Despite his short reign, he maintained peace and handled significant threats efficiently. His lineage included key figures like Aerys II and Rhaegar Targaryen, who played crucial roles in the future of Westeros. Compared to other rulers ranked below him, Jaehaerys II's achievements and ability to maintain stability make his placement well deserved. Coming down to 7th place, we have Maekar the First Targaryen, who was not initially expected to rule, but proved his worth through his military prowess and strong leadership. He played a significant role in two Blackfyre rebellions, demonstrating his capability as a commander. His reign was marked by his decisive nature. Although he was not as charismatic as some of his predecessors, his ability to maintain order and stability in the realm was commendable. His rule saw the continuation of peace and strengthening of Targaryen dynasty. He also raised Aegon V, who would later become a beloved king. The last one in clearly positive tier is Daeron the Young Dragon. Ascending to the throne at just 14, Daeron is famous for his conquest of Dawn, which even the Aegon the Conqueror failed to do. Despite his youth, he managed to unite all 7 kingdoms, showcasing his military prowess and strategic mind. However, his reign was short-lived, ending with his death in Dawn at the age of 18. Still not controversial, but going downhill from this point, we have Baelor the Blessed, the only one to become both a septon and a king, often prioritizing his religious duties over his kingly responsibilities. His reign is one of the most unique and controversial in the history of Westeros. His sincere devotion to the faith of 7 left a lasting impact on the religious landscape of the realm. Coming down the ranking, Joffrey is 10th, which might seem awkward since he is often remembered for his cruelty, erratic behavior, and lack of effective governance. But let's not forget that his reign was illusionary and he didn't really have much autonomy. He also inherited such a difficult situation from his predecessor, which brings us to Robert Baratheon. Robert was known for his role in leading the rebellion that overthrew the Targaryen dynasty. As king, however, Robert's reign was characterized by neglect and indulgence. He preferred hunting and feasting over ruling, leading to serious financial troubles and the War of the Five Kings. Despite his initial heroism, his ineffective governance and lack of interest in ruling places him here. Which brings us to Aerys I Targaryen, whose reign was marked by disinterest in ruling and his preference for scholarly pursuits. It was said that Aerys would sooner bring a book to his bed rather than his wife. His lack of leadership allowed his hand, Bloodraven, to wield power through ruthless and controversial means. His period saw the rise of rebellious factions, which weakened the Targaryen hold on the throne. After a lovely scholar, we have Aegon the Dragonbane, who is often regarded as an ineffective ruler. His reign was heavily influenced by the traumatic events of his childhood during the Dance of the Dragons. He showed a notable lack of interest in ruling, and it was under his reign that the extinction of dragons occurred. On the 14th place there is Viserys I Targaryen, whose reign was a period of relative peace and prosperity. However, let's not forget that he was responsible for initiating the Dance of the Dragons, through naming his daughter Rhaenyra as his heir despite having sons from his second marriage to Alicent Hightower. The war resulted in significant loss of life, the death of many dragons, and seriously weakened the Targaryen house. Then we have his eldest son, Aegon the II Targaryen, whose reign was primarily defined by the Dance of the Dragons, spoiler, which he has lost. This brings us to really incapable rulers, where Aenys the First Targaryen leads the way. He was the second king of Targaryen dynasty. His reign was marked by indecisiveness and significant challenges. He faced multiple rebellions thanks to his foolishness. For example, his decision to marry his children to each other provoked the Faith Militant, leading to a major uprising. Aenys died probably due to stress caused by the constant rebellions. His death led to the ascension of his half-brother, Maegor the Cruel. In the last three, it's tough to say who was the worst, but on the 17th place, I got Aegon the Unworthy, who is often considered one of the worst Targaryen kings. His reign was marked by corruption, greed, and mismanagement. He indulged in his desires and his personal life was scandalous, with numerous mistresses and illegitimate children. Moreover, on his deathbed, he legitimized all his bastards, including figures like Demon Blackfyre that led to the Blackfyre Rebellions, a bloody series of civil wars that plagued Westeros for generations. The second worst place is won by Maegor the Cruel, whose reign was regarded as extremely violent and cruel. He was known for his ruthless methods, including the execution of his enemies after torturing them, Maegor's reign was characterized by his fierce conflict with the Faith of the Seven. He brutally suppressed the Faith militant, leading to widespread bloodshed. While Maegor was responsible for completion of Red Keep, he had builders executed to keep the secrets of the castle constructions. What's more, by accident, all of his wives died under mysterious circumstances, leaving him with no heir. The last special place goes to the Mad King, thanks to his descent into madness and the catastrophic consequences of his reign. Aerys II started his reign with promise, bringing peace and prosperity to the realm. However, his mental state deteriorated significantly over time, leading to paranoid behavior, like burning people alive in the wildfire, including members of his own court. Aerys' actions and policies led to widespread discontent and ultimately sparked Robert's rebellion, leading to a brutal war that he has lost, almost marking the end of House Targaryen. And that's all, we have covered all the Westerosi kings without many spoilers. Thanks for watching and feel free to hit the subscribe button.